if you look at my hair. No, look. Yeah, I'm so
enlightened about
Happy birthday, dear Nina. Happy birthday to you, Blow.
Do you know what's mental? That's the first time I've heard his voice. It's like a ripping time and space. The day and the moment that you recorded that, you had no idea that that was the part of that recording that was going to be the most valuable, the most important. And that's kind of what the point of it really all is. It's formulated an entire art form, it's formulated an entire song. Something that we can use, something that we can give to others. And oh my goodness, how many parents are you gonna give the motivation to just have that extra time with their child just by having written this? You lost something, but you have given so many people so many more moments that I'm telling you they would not have taken without hearing it. And it's why I'm telling you right now, these negative experiences will always be negative if we don't turn them into something powerful. Nina, look.
The theory behind seeing a white feather is what stuck out for me. They say when you see one, it represents the passing of a loved one, watching over you, standing by you. And when you don't have a faith, you need something to hold on to. That's why this album means so much to me. It took me 10 years before I was ready to make an album. And partly the reasons why it took so long was because I needed the right producer. And then I found Yoad Nevo. He understood the creative direction I wanted to go in, and together we wrote this body of work which represented everything that I felt.
Right, who wants some coke? Oh, lovely!
Come on from behind that balloon.
Growing up a twin and having to share an identity gave me a massive need to find my own independence. And I feel like I found that through art, creativity, and music. When you're young, you have no concept of time, and things were quite simple for us. So my mum worked as a store detective, and my dad worked in a factory, and they both worked really hard to give us a family holiday every year. creation of this album has been important with confronting my fears of passing, my fears of getting older, and just generally not being able to move on. I just hope that fear doesn't define me as a person. I've never been able to find the words before this album to talk about my fears. There's so many of them. I feel like a lot of my fears have been exacerbated since the death of my dad.
No, you won't. Girls, just sit down, please.
When my dad was here and we lived together in Nottingham, the family felt whole. He left when we were 13, and I guess we never really got that back. I was 25 when he died. I sometimes ask myself, what would he be like if he was still here? What would we laugh about? What would we talk about? And what would he think about my career? And then I think about all of the guilt that I carry for not returning his calls before he died, but then realise that that probably would still be happening now because of the disconnect that we do as people.
I've got to go, 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 go.
Even after all this time, I decide to breathe. Every time you hear me cry, understand I'm free. 'Cause everyone will try not to fall, but I won't ignore the truth. Nobody can lie anymore. The cracks in the wall are proof.
I can't wait to come to see you all. Yeah, lovely. No worries. Just let me know so I can book my time off to be with you as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
I will.
I'll tell Katie as well.
I will.
Alright.
Okay, I love you, Dad.